Hi everyone, in today's video I'm going to talk about anti-cancer and anti-aging deodorant. Coming up. Hi everyone, this is Ernesto from Attaboy Cowboy, and in this channel we talk about health and wealth tips to help you be more effective. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Today I'm going to talk about deodorants. I had a revelation a few days ago. I went surfing. I live here in Southern California and I was off the coast of Malibu. And in the water, I saw a piece of trash. And usually when I see pieces of plastic or something, I'll pick them up and I'll collect them and I'll dump them in the trash can when I get to the beach. But this package was interesting because it had writing on it from Indonesia. And I got closer to it, I looked, and it was actually a package of Ragu, which is an American company. So that tells me that someone dumped this piece of trash in Indonesia and it floated all the way over here to California, to Malibu. And it just reminded me that the whole world is interconnected. So everything that we do has an impact on the environment and everyone around us, even ourselves. So even though you might be throwing something away, or discharging it somewhere else, it's going to come back to you sooner or later. So that brought me to the idea of deodorants. These are not mine, these are my roommates. But when I got home, I went to the shower and I was checking them out and I saw all these chemicals in them. Well, to be honest, I have really strong body odor. So when I used to use these, I had to apply them twice a day, in the morning and at night. Otherwise I'd have really strong odor. At some points, I even use antiperspirants. This is a deodorant and this is an antiperspirant. Antiperspirants are particularly bad for you because they inhibit your ability to sweat. And sweating is really important for humans. It's part of your cooling mechanism. Remember, your body has a core temperature of 98.6. So it has different things it uses to keep your body cooler or warmer when necessary to make sure your brain, your heart, your lungs are all functioning the way they're supposed to. But if you put something on your body that doesn't allow you to sweat, then it's going to affect that process. Additionally, antiperspirant has aluminum in it, and aluminum is really toxic for humans. If you drink out of aluminum cans like soda or beer or something like that, you should definitely avoid that. I remember I had some Sprite cans. They had Kobe Bryant on them, and I was collecting them, and I had them in my house a few weeks. And one day I picked one up to admire it and I got upset because I thought my brother had drank it. It was completely empty. As I inspected the can, no one had flipped the lid on it. And I thought, where did the liquid go? As I looked closely, there was holes that had formed at the bottom. Sodas have something called phosphoric acid in it, and that actually eats the aluminum. So it's slowly releasing aluminum into the beverage. As you drink it, it goes into your body and it does damage to your brain. That's another story. But in deodorants, you intentionally are applying that aluminum onto your body to stop you from sweating. That's an antiperspirant. The problem is that gets absorbed into your body and it gets stored into your brain. And that causes neurological problems. Our body is able to filter out and get rid of certain things, but not everything. Aluminum is one of those things that your body has a hard time getting rid of. So it's going to be difficult for that aluminum to find its way out of your body. So what happens when it starts building up in your body? Well, you start having problems with hormones like estrogen. You start having dementia. You have neurological problems. It's a big mess. So you definitely want to avoid antiperspirants. But then there's regular deodorants. So what happens to regular deodorants? Well, some of you, if you ever tried that, you run your finger over it and that slimy feeling you feel, it feels kind of nice. That's actually propylene glycol. It's the same stuff that's in antifreeze in engines. So as you can imagine, putting antifreeze in your body is not real good for you. Another chemical that you find is parabens. Parabens actually act like hormones. So think about your whole body. Your body is kind of like this bracelet. It's like a chain. And there's different links in the chain. So in order to send signals, your body has to relay messages. So there's hormones all throughout your body. They're chemical messengers, they call them. And they transmit messages just like this bracelet would. So when you apply parabens onto your body, they'll actually squeeze in between and they'll cut the signals off, or they'll mimic the signals, or they'll derail things. So let's say your body's trying to send a message from here to here, or here to your stomach, or wherever, to do some type of chemical process that you need to live. Those parabens are going to cut in the middle, and they're going to either block the message or they're going to derail you so you go somewhere else. So when you are ingesting parabens to your skin every day, you're going to have neurological problems, you're going to have hormone problems. I see a lot of people with thyroid problems these days. A lot of my patients come in and I wonder, why are so many people having these thyroid problems? My suspicion is it's a lot of the chemicals that are in the products they use, like deodorant. These things go in and they mimic your hormones, so they're going to do damage. Damaging your endocrine system is going to cause issues with anxiety, depression, weight gain, all sorts of things. It can be a list that would take me a whole hour to explain here in this video. So it's best just to avoid them. Another chemical that you're going to see is called PEG number 9, which stands for polyethylene glycol. It's a different type of propylene glycol. But this PEG number 9 is used for absorption. So it helps you to either absorb the aluminum or absorb the deodorant, the fragrance, into your body, so that it has an effect. The problem is that it's going to absorb all the other chemicals in here. And when you're facilitating the absorption of carcinogens, you're going to increase your rates for cancer and, again, endocrine problems. So PEG is really bad. You want to avoid PEG number 9. Another ingredient I see on here is sodium lauryl sulfate. Now that's going to cause growth problems. It's an irritant, and again, it's a carcinogen. There's a whole list of ingredients on here. If I read through all of them, there's about 15 or 20. There's one called TEA, EDTA. There's fragrances. All these things are carcinogens, every one of them. Actually, I'm looking at the ingredients, and everything I see on here except for the water is toxic for you. And this is supposed to be one of the better natural deodorizer. It says Arm & Hammer. Well, everything is toxic except for the baking soda and the water, but it has about 15 ingredients. I'd say the other 13 are all toxic. The fragrances are going to cause issues with attention. So how do you avoid this? If you have bad body odor like I do, and like a lot of people do, obviously you don't want to go to work smelly. Well, I'll tell you what I use. I use cornstarch and I use baking soda. These 2 boxes cost me $2, and this easily will last me over a year. This deodorant is so good, I mix it 50-50, that when I go backpacking or traveling, I sometimes can go up to a week without taking a shower if I'm in a jungle or if I'm down somewhere where I can't get access to taking a shower. I won't have any body odor, none. This is super good for you, and it's non-toxic, and it only costs $2 for about a year. If you think about how much you would spend on regular deodorant, something like this, these are about $4, and they used to last me about 2 or 3 weeks. So you're gonna spend a few $100s on this a year, and this is $2. It's gonna save you a lot of money. You can use that money to buy solar panels for your house, or invest it for your retirement, or to buy yourself a copy of my book. You can buy this book. It's How to Travel the World and Live with No Regrets. This is a good way to get some good travel tips. So anyway, use the money to go traveling. What I do is I get a bag and I mix 50-50 of the baking soda and the cornstarch, and I mix it up in the bag, and I got this jar. I got this at the thrift store, but you can use anything. Just recycle something. And what I do, it's a Parmesan cheese container. I just sprinkle a little, maybe the size of a teaspoon, and then I pour a little bit of water in the sink, a few drops, and it trims to kind of like a paste. That's it. And then I just rub it under my armpits. Right here, and I put over on this side. That's it. Nothing. No chemicals, nothing getting absorbed. I don't have to worry about increasing my cancer risk. As an added bonus, I'm not throwing these away. Remember that ragu container I found at the beach? Well, this is going to be around forever. This is going to be around way after you and I are gone. And if you think it's getting recycled when you throw it into your blue recycling outside, most likely not. China stopped accepting recyclables from the US and Europe. So most of the recyclables in the United States and even other countries, they say about 90% of it is just getting buried now or burned because they don't know what to do with it. There's too much of it. So you're going to do yourself a favor and you're going to do the environment a favor. You're going to save a lot of money and you're going to save a lot of damage from the environment. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please comment below.